Hello, friend. Sit down. Get comfortable. Maybe you are drinking tea. Maybe you are resting after a long day. Maybe you are sitting alone or with family nearby. Wherever you are, I'm glad you are here. This is a story, but it is more than a story. It is a story about life, about small steps, about big dreams, about the quiet voice inside you that says, I want to try again. So take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and let us begin. Chapter 1. The Man Who Stopped Running. There was a man named Aaron. Aaron was 43 years old. He lived in a small city, in a small house, with his wife and 2 children. Every morning, he woke up at the same time. He drank his tea. He walked to the bus stop. He went to work. He came home. He ate dinner. He slept. And then he did it all again. For 15 years, Aaron did the same things. His body moved, but inside he felt still, like a bicycle with rusted wheels, like a clock that still ticks, but no one looks at it anymore. Aaron was not unhappy. He was not angry. He was just tired, tired of feeling the same, tired of hoping for change, but doing nothing. One evening, he sat on his balcony. His daughter was inside, reading a book in English. She was 10 years old. Her name was Mira. She read the sentences slowly, one word at a time. The cat sits on the mat. Aaron listened. He did not understand all the words. He had studied English in school long ago, but he never used it. Now the words felt far away, like old friends he had forgotten. Mira looked up. Papa, do you want to learn English with me? Aaron smiled, but inside he felt something else. There, shame. What if I am too old? What if I am not smart enough? What if I try and I fail? He said maybe later, beta. But later never came. Chapter 2. The First Small Step. The next morning, Aaron woke up earlier than usual. He did not know why. The sun was not yet up. The house was quiet. He sat on the edge of his bed and looked at his hands. He thought about Mira. He thought about her question. Do you want to learn English with me? He remembered a word his father used to say, a word in his mother tongue. It meant even a small river begins with one drop of rain. Aaron stood up. He walked slowly to his daughter's room. He opened the door gently. Mira, he whispered, can we try? Just a little. Mira opened her eyes. She smiled. She did not laugh. She did not say, you are too old, Papa. She said, okay, let's start with one word. So they started. One word, then 2, then a sentence. Aaron's pronunciation was not perfect. His voice shook. He felt like a child learning to walk. But he kept going. That was the first lesson Aaron learned. Big change does not begin with a big jump. It begins with one small step. One word, 1 minute. One try. Chapter 3. The Habit That Changed Everything. Aaron decided he would practice English for 10 minutes every morning. Just 10 minutes. Not 1 hour. Not 2 hours. 10 minutes. He woke up at 5 o'clock. He made tea. He sat with his notebook. He wrote simple words. L, dog, ass, tea, friend. He wrote them again and again. Some days he felt silly. I'm 43 years old, he thought. I'm writing words like a kindergarten child. But he kept writing. After 1 week, 10 minutes became 15 minutes. After 1 month, 15 minutes became 30 minutes. His handwriting became clearer. His mind became sharper. He started to recognize words on signs, on television, in newspapers. One evening, his wife said, Aaron, you look different. Happier. Aaron thought about it. He was not different. He was still the same man, but he was moving, slowly, like a bicycle with rusted wheels, finally rolling again. That was the second lesson. Small habits are not small, they are seeds. You water them every day. One day, you wake up and there is a tree. Chapter 4. The Fear of Making Mistakes. After 2 months, Aaron felt ready to speak. He tried to say a sentence to his daughter. I am go to market. Mira tilted her head. Papa, it's I am going to the market. Aaron's face turned red. His chest felt tight. He closed his notebook. I'm too old for this, he said quietly. Mira did not say anything. She just sat beside him. After a long silence, she said, Papa, when I was learning to ride a bicycle, I fell many times. You never told me to stop. You always said, try again. Aaron looked at his daughter. She was 10 years old, and she was teaching him the most important lesson of his life. Mistakes are not the end. Mistakes are how we learn. Every expert was once a beginner who kept falling. The next morning, Aaron opened his notebook again. He made mistakes. He made many mistakes. But he did not stop. Chapter 5. The Mirror and the Ego. One Saturday, Aaron's boss called him to the office. Aaron, we need someone to talk to an English-speaking client next week. Your English has improved. Can you do it? Aaron's heart beat fast. He wanted to say yes. He wanted to prove himself. But he was afraid. What if I sound foolish? What if they laugh? What if I fail in front of everyone? He took a deep breath. I will try, sir. That night, Aaron stood in front of the mirror. He practiced his sentences. Good morning. Thank you for coming. My name is Aaron. How can I help you? He said it again and again. Some words felt strange in his mouth. Some sentences felt too long. But he did not stop. The next day he met the client. His hands were shaking. His voice was low, but he spoke. He made small grammar mistakes. He forgot one word. He paused for a long time, but the client smiled. She understood him. They finished the meeting. Afterwards, Aaron's boss said, Good job, Aaron. Aaron did not feel proud in a loud way. He did not feel better than others. He felt something quieter. He felt, I tried. I did not give up. I am growing. That was a lesson. Confidence is not thinking you are better than others. Confidence is knowing you can improve. Confidence is saying, I'm not perfect, and that is okay. Chapter 6. The Discipline of the Early Morning. Months passed. Aaron's English grew stronger, but something else grew too. His discipline. Every morning, at 5 o'clock, he woke up, not because someone told him to, not because he wanted to impress anyone. He woke up because he made a promise to himself. Rain or sun, tired or energetic, motivated or not motivated. He sat, he studied, he wrote, he spoke. Some mornings, he did not feel like it. His body wanted to stay under the blanket. His mind said, just today, skip just today. But Aaron learned something important. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Discipline is what you do when you don't feel like doing it. He remembered his father's words again. Even a small river begins with one drop of rain. But a river does not stop after one drop. It keeps dropping, every day, until there is a river. Chapter 7. The Gift of Patience. 1 year passed. Aaron could now read small English storybooks. He could write simple emails. He could have short conversations. His colleagues noticed. His wife noticed. Even his son, who was 7 years old, said, Papa, your English is good now. Aaron smiled. But inside he knew something. He was not special. He was not a genius. He did not have a teacher. He did not go to a school. He just did one thing. He did not quit. He learned slowly, very slowly, like a man carving wood, little by little, every day. Some days he learned 5 new words. Some days only 1. Some days he forgot words he learned before. But he kept going, and slowly, slowly, the wood began to look like something beautiful. That was a lesson. Patience is not passive. Patience is active waiting. It is trusting that your work today will bloom tomorrow. Chapter 8. The Lie That Almost Stopped Him. One evening, Aaron's brother visited from another city. His brother's name was Ravi. Ravi was younger, richer, and spoke English very well. At dinner, Ravi said, So, Aaron, I heard you are learning English. How is it going? Aaron hesitated. It is okay. I am trying. Ravi laughed softly. At your age, what is the point? You will never speak like a native speaker. You will always have an accent. You will always make mistakes. The room became quiet. Aaron's wife looked down. Mira looked at her father. Aaron felt something heavy in his chest. He wanted to say something. He wanted to defend himself. But the words did not come. That night, Aaron could not sleep. Maybe Ravi is right. Maybe I am wasting my time. Maybe I should stop. He sat alone in the dark living room. After a long time, he heard small footsteps. Mira, she sat beside him. She did not speak. She just leaned her head on his shoulder. After a long silence, she said, Papa, do you remember when I learned to write my name? I wrote it wrong 100 times. You never said stop. You always said try again. Aaron did not answer. But in the morning, he opened his notebook. He wrote 10 new words. That was a lesson. The world will tell you to stop. Fear will tell you to stop. Even people you love may tell you to stop. But only you can decide if the story ends here. Chapter 9. The Quiet Power of Honesty. Aaron's English continued to grow, but something else grew too. His honesty. Not just honesty with others. Honesty with himself. For many years Aaron pretended. He pretended he was fine. He pretended he did not want more. He pretended he was not afraid. But now he was learning to say the truth. I am afraid of sounding stupid. I do not know this word. I need help. I made a mistake. At first, saying these things felt like weakness. But slowly, Aaron understood. Honesty is not weakness. Honesty is freedom. When you stop pretending, you can finally begin. He started asking questions at work. He started saying, "Can you repeat that please?" He started admitting when he did not understand. And something surprising happened. People did not laugh at him. They helped him. Because everyone deep inside knows what it feels like to not know. Everyone has been a beginner. Chapter 10. The Time That Was Always There. One day, a young man at work asked Aaron, "Sir, how do you find time to learn English? You work full time. You have family. I want to learn too, but I have no time." Aaron smiled. He remembered asking the same question many years ago. He said, "I also had no time. Then I realized time is not something you find. Time is something you make." He explained, "I do not watch television for 1 hour at night. That is my time. I do not sleep 30 minutes extra in the morning. That is my time. I do not scroll on my phone during the bus ride. That is my time." Time is not hidden in a secret place. It is already in your day. You just have to choose it. The young man was quiet. Then he nodded. "I will try." Chapter 11. The day he became the teacher. 3 years passed. Aaron was 46 years old. He was not fluent. He still made mistakes. He still forgot words. His accent was still thick. But he could speak. He could write. He could help others. One evening, Mira came to him with a friend. The friend's name was Anjali. Anjali was also 10 years old. "Papa," Mira said, "Anjali wants to learn English. But she is scared. She thinks she is not smart enough." Aaron looked at the little girl. He saw her shy eyes. He saw her fear. He remembered himself 3 years ago afraid to say one sentence. He sat down beside her. "Anjali," he said slowly, in simple English, "I am also learning. I make many mistakes. Every day." Anjali looked at him. "But I do not stop," Aaron said. "And one day, I will be better than yesterday. That is enough." Anjali smiled. That night, Aaron taught his first English lesson. He was not a perfect teacher. His grammar was not perfect. His pronunciation was not perfect. But he was honest. He was patient. He was kind. And that was enough. Chapter 12. The Old Man and the Notebook. Years went by. Aaron's hair turned gray. His children grew up. Mira became a doctor. His son became an engineer. Aaron retired from his job. But every morning, at 5 o'clock, he still woke up. He made tea. He sat at his table. He opened his notebook. The notebook was old now. The pages were yellow. The corners were folded. Some pages had coffee stains. Some pages had tears from the days he wanted to give up. But on every page there were words. Thousands of words. Words he learned, sentences he wrote, small victories he forgot. His grandson, who was 6 years old, sometimes sat beside him. Grandpa, why do you still study? You are already old. Arun smiled. Because learning does not stop, he said. Not when you are 40, not when you are 60, not when you are 90. The day you stop learning, he said softly, is the day you stop living. His grandson did not fully understand, but he nodded, and one morning he brought his own small notebook. Grandpa, he said, teach me one word. Arun opened his old notebook. Apple, he said. Apple, the boy repeated, and the river kept flowing. Chapter 13. The gift for the listener. And now, friend, I want to speak directly to you. Maybe you are like Arun. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel too old. Maybe you feel like you have missed your chance. Maybe you started learning English and then you stopped. Maybe you made mistakes and you felt ashamed. Maybe someone laughed at you and you never tried again. I understand. I understand the fear. I understand the tiredness. I understand the voice inside you that says, what is the point? But listen to me, friend. You are not too old. You are not too busy. You are not too stupid. You are exactly where you need to be. Arun did not become fluent in 1 month. He did not become confident in 1 year. He did not become a teacher in 2 years. He became those things slowly, patiently, quietly, one word at a time, one mistake at a time, one morning at a time. And so can you. Chapter 14. The simple truth. So here is the truth. It is very simple. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to be fast. You do not need to be like anyone else. You just need to begin. And then you need to continue. That is all. One page, one sentence, one word. Today, tomorrow, the day after. That is how rivers are made. That is how confidence is built. That is how lives change. Chapter 15. A gentle ending. It is evening now. Arun is very old. He sits on his balcony, watching the sun go down. His notebook is beside him. His hands are slow. His eyes are tired. But inside he is at peace. He does not think about the years he wasted. He does not think about the mistakes he made. He does not think about the people who doubted him. He thinks about the mornings, the quiet, early mornings with his tea and his notebook. He thinks about his daughter who believed in him when he did not believe in himself. He thinks about the little girl, Anjali, who is now a teacher herself, helping others learn. He thinks about his grandson who wrote apple in his notebook this morning. And Arun smiles, because he knows something now that he did not know at 43. It was never about English. It was about believing in himself. It was about keeping a promise. It was about becoming, little by little, the man he always wanted to be. A final word to you. And now, friend, our story is almost finished. But your story is not finished. Your story is still being written. Today, you listened to this story in English. Maybe you understood every word. Maybe you understood most words. Maybe you understood only a few. That is okay. That is more than yesterday. That is progress. So please do not stop here. Tomorrow morning, open your notebook. Write one word. Say one sentence. Make one mistake, and then do it again, because you are not too old. You are not too late. You are not alone. A friendly request. If this story helped you today, if it made you feel a little braver, if it made you feel understood, please share it. Share it with a friend who is also learning. Share it with someone who feels stuck. Share it with someone who needs to hear. You can do this. You are not alone. And if you would like to hear more stories like this, please subscribe to this channel. Your support helps us make more stories, simple stories, for people like you, for people like me, for everyone who believes that small steps can change a life. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trying. See you soon, friend. Keep going, one word at a time.